this groove, feel my own adrenaline. Yeah, I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
Hello and welcome back, fellow anime lovers, to Cypherfics. I am delighted to have you join us once again in the world of fanfiction and fantasy. This is the third part of, What If Issei, Rias Meet Mob Psycho 100. Special note, this fanfic is written and a masterpiece of Esper-from-beyond on FANFICTIONnet. Do check and support the author too. Now smash the like, share and subscribe button for more. Also press the bell icon so that you never miss such great parts. Thanks for the introduction. Now let's dive into the world. I slay the demons quite easily, what a pity, I was really looking forward to a warm-up fight. These demons have a physical body, so I destroy them before exorcising their souls away. Only one more left. Gwa! The monstrosity screams as I send him flying and throw him against the ground. But what's this? A stronger energy is coming my way. And I recognize this energy. The demon tries to escape, I follow after it. Oh no, you won't. Just as he tries to get out of my reach, I exorcise him and it bursts like a bubble. Right in front of where the creature was, there's a small girl with white hair and behind her, it's Issei. Really? Already? Guess you really can't choose the time for your fights. Together with them there are other 8 people, these are the members of the ORC. The white-haired girl, Kaneko, has cat ears and a tail, so she's a mix of demon and Nikomata. Interesting, this team is really exotic huh? And this white color, could she be, a Nekashu? No, it's impossible. From all places for them to be, this shouldn't be one. There's plenty of white Nikomatas out there, she must be just another one of them. Anyway, I gotta focus right now. Among them there is only one person I don't recognize, a small blonde girl with red eyes who seems to be trying to hide behind Zenobia. Does she want to run away? And that fallen angel teacher is not here, well, I'll deal with him later. Everyone seems terrified, guess they can sense my power. Rias Gremory angrily points her finger towards me and shouts. You! Who are you and why are you interfering in the Gremory territory? We know you have been wandering in our school, now tell us your reason. TSK, does she think she owns this town or something? I tilt my head in confusion. The white Nico speaks. Bucho, it's a human. Rias seems confused, I bet she never saw an Esper before. Are you sure Kaneko? Why yes, but... I don't have time for chatting. I rush towards them and send an energy wave, both Issei and the Nikomata are sent flying. Blast! A move I've named after the former #1 hero, Blast. By using a psionic explosion I can generate great impact while still holding back my power. We're still in the middle of the street after all, so I can't destroy everything as I please. That should deal with them for now. I look to the remaining ones. Guess that's -2. So, shall we begin? Well Ayumu, I think you'll be able to come here earlier than we thought. Bucho, what happened? Why are we changing our destination? I don't understand what's going on. Bucho told us the stray would be in an abandoned house, but when we got there she said it went off somewhere else and told us to follow her. I have no idea, we better get ready for the worst. Bucho seems really worried, actually, everyone seems nervous. Akino breaks the silence. We are getting close. Rias looks at me. Issei, get ready. Right. Boosted gear. Boost. But then Akino-san suddenly stops. Wait. What? I ask puzzled. Bucho, Kaneko, can you sense it? Yes, such an intense bloodlust. Kaneko looks terrified, her cat ears are down and she's trembling. Such a strong killing intent. Bucho says it with a nervous expression. Bucho seems scared. Everyone be careful, there's something else in there, an horrible energy, something. Her eyes wide in shock. Something I've felt before. Kaneko, Kiba, you noticed it too? They nod. It's the energy again. Kaneko answers her. The energy? Really? Bucho, is this it? Is that the presence you told us about? She nods. Yes, we'll finally see who is the responsible. Alright now. I gulp down, even though most of us just heard about it now, we are already going to face whoever was able to infiltrate our school. We run towards the presence. And as we get closer I start to feel it. A huge aura, an enormous and strange energy, what is causing this? This is not normal. Bucho was right, this is different from anything we ever felt, it's powerful and mysterious at the same time. We reach the location where the aura is coming from, everything is destroyed, walls, cars, windows. And the monstrous bodies of the stray demons are horribly mutilated, someone got here before us. What happened in here? Rossweisse says, preparing her magic circles. Careful. Kaneko jumps in front of me as a stray demon charges at us. But before he can reach us, he pops just like a balloon and disappears. From behind him a human figure emerges. Someone completely covered in a black robe with a mask that resembles a crow's skull stands in front of us. What? What is that? The creature then points his finger in the air and everything around us starts to move. The broken walls, the shattered glass, the craters on the ground, even the vehicles who were torn to pieces are completely rebuilt. It's like nothing happened here at all. Such power. Zenobia says it nervously. Bucho confidently points her finger at the figure and asks him in an angered tone. You. Who are you and why are you interfering in the Gremory territory? We know you have been wandering in our school, now tell us your reason. The figure tilts its head sideways, can it even understand words? Bucho, it's a human. Kaneko-chan says it while lowering her ears. Human. No way. Is he a sacred gear possessor too? Are you sure, Kaneko? Kaneko nods, everyone seems to be on the edge around the figure. Why yes but. Before Kaneko can finish her sentence, the figure disappears and reappears in front of us in an instant. What an incredible speed. He lifts his hand. Boom. Without giving us time to react, an incredible flow of energy hits us and me and Kaneko are sent flying. What was that? I didn't even see it, but it's like I got hit by a truck. We fly for several seconds before hitting something solid. Quah! Even thought it hurts like hell. I'm glad Kaneko was standing in front of me, that way she hit my chest instead of the wall. But the impact was so hard that Kaneko's body sinks on mine, the wall behind me and her weight makes it feel like my inner organs are being crushed. Ag. Issei-senpai, are you okay? Kaneko helps me getting up, but it's no good, the attack was hard and I wasn't wearing my armor, there's BLD coming from my mouth. I'll be fine, thank you. Issei-senpai, sorry for landing on you, I couldn't. Don't worry about it, we couldn't control it. From where we stand we can still hear the sounds coming from the battle, this thing is terrifying, he's being able to hold Bucho and the entire club all by himself. Kaneko-chan, when we were approaching here, you seemed really scared, what did you sense from that figure? Kaneko is shaking. A really powerful energy, something I never sensed before, it wasn't malice from dark arts, nor raw power like your Sekiruidii, it's abnormal. So that's what we are dealing with. But most of all, what scared me the most was. There's more. Kaneko-chan started shaking, what did she felt that was so horrible? He was human, he wasn't a demon, angel, fallen angel, yukai or anything. No matter how I looked at him, that scary man is just human. Is that what's scaring her so much? Shouldn't she be glad that he wasn't a monster or anything? I never saw a human like that, not even the exorcists. I'm scared Issei-san, I don't know what he's capable of. So that's it, she's scared because she doesn't know what to do, hell, even I am scared. But I can't let my kohai get sad like that. Kaneko-chan, I don't know what that thing is either and, to be honest, I am really scared too. My brain can't wrap around things like that, but human or not, we gotta help Bucho and the others. Don't worry, no matter what happens I'll protect you, I wouldn't be a good senpai if I couldn't at least help my cute kohai, right? Kaneko-chan looks up again, somehow she seems happier. Thank you Issei-senpai. I offer my hand and she holds it. If you need my courage I'll offer it to you anytime, right now we gotta go back to the battlefield. Why yes. We charge back towards the center of the fight. For what Kaneko-chan just told me, I can't hold back against this guy. Let's go, Drake. Welsh Dragon Balance Breaker. Scale Male. Unforgivable. After seeing her servants being blown away by my power, Rias shouts while forming a block of red energy on her hands and shooting at me. I counter it and send it back to her, she dodges, but it still manages to bruise her arm. She looks surprised for a moment, guess she didn't expect it her attack could be reflected like this. Ugh, what are you doing here? A human has no business in this town. TSK, so she's looking down on me for being human, she doesn't know who she's dealing with. The one who has no business in this world. I say as I raise my hand. Is you. I push Rias against the floor with my telekinesis, she falls so forcefully that the ground cracks. Bucho. Some of her servants exclamate. She tries to stand up just for me push her down again. Disappear. Blast. I charge an explosion and Rias breaks several walls as she is blown backwards. Why you? Kiba lands his sword on the ground. Sword BRTH. Suddenly, swords of different shapes start to pop from the floor charging towards me. I crush the swords into pieces before they even hit me. How dare you hurt Rias? Rossweisse says this as several bullets of energy and ice shards are shot at me. Psychic shot. Using telekinetic force and aura, I create a powerful array of my own bullets and destroy hers. Durandal sword. Zenobia moves her hand inside something that seems a distortion in space and pulls an oversized sword out of it. That sword has some seriously intense destruction aura and a huge holy power too. Can a demon even use such a powerful sword? Yuto, let's do this. Yes. Holy demonic sword. Kiba summons another sword, but this one is different. Somehow it produces both demonic and holy aura. How? There's no way these opposites can coexist in the same object. These new demons, their organization, the scene in the music room, Issei's weird energy, and now these swords. All this is making me really confused. Since I've arrived in this town I've been having more questions than answers, the clues I have don't tell me much and everyone around me either doesn't know anything or is hiding something. Very well then, I'll take my answers if I have to. If I overpower and defeat them without exorcising, I'll get an explanation out of them, even if it means hurting them to the point they can't move. Zenobia first tries a ranged attack by shooting her sword's holy aura at me. I simply send it back with more strength but she manages to dodge it. She's fast, but I move close to her and she tries to strike me, I easily dodge and punch her face. Just as I thought. They may be fast, but compared to me, they are still hatchlings. A wave of demonic aura is shot at me from Kiba, I annihilate it with my own aura. Yuto, ranged attacks won't work against him. Zenobia is a fast learner. Let's attack together. Yes. The blondie comes at me with the demonic aura on his sword, I block it with my arm. Take this. Zenobia shouts as she tries to hit me. I also block her attack. You two are pathetic. Push. Both are thrown in the air and pushed against the ground. Ag. As they stand up, I point towards them. You call yourself swordsman. Compared to Atomic Samurai and Flash San, you guys bring shame to Art of the Sword. Thanks to the mask, my voice is modified, so they won't know it's me. What the hell are you talking about? Zenobia asks, kids these days probably will never know the names of the former heroes. Geez, I just talked like an old man, didn't I? If you two want a sword fight so badly, then let me show you my dual style. I raise my 2 index fingers as my aura wraps around them, taking the shape of a sword. Both look bewildered at me. So you look down on us so much that you are saying you are going to defeat us just by using your finger? I point at him with the aura sword. I wouldn't underestimate this finger if I were you. Hey Zenobia, let's show this BSTRD to not underestimate the Knights of Gremory. She shows a defiant smile. Yeah, time for the Gremory Knights combo. Let's go. Both charge at me with their swords. I dodge and block their attacks with ease. They are pretty skilled, but I'm used to be severely outnumbered in my fights, so this is nothing. Our swords swing and I make occasional cuts at their bodies, avoiding to pierce their vitals. After a brief exchange they already seem tired. I noticed that during the entire time they were seeking for a breach to attack. Too bad I don't have any. You are good, but can you block this? Zenobia, get his right. He shouts and both of them attack at the same. Kiba comes straight from my front left and Zenobia runs and jumps to attack me from the back. This is useless. I block their swords with my fingers. You can't outsmart me, even if you are fast, your presence will give you away. Now. Kiba shouts as the demonic power on his sword starts to emanate more energy and envelopes my arm as if trying to swallow my aura. This is one of my skills. With my demonic holy sword I can devour my opponent's aura. Seriously? He really doesn't know what he's dealing with, isn't he? He said that with such confidence. I feel kinda bad for doing this, but... Oh, so you want more of my aura? Why you didn't said so? Take as much as you two want. My swords dissolve and my aura spreads into their swords. What? That's what you wanted, right? So take it. My aura eventually spreads and engulfs both of their bodies and forces them to bow down. Damn it. How is this happening? You cannot consume an aura stronger than yours. Looks like you underestimated me. Akino appears to interfere in the fight. Let them go. She says while several bolts of electricity start to form around her. Electrokinesis. She can use electrokinesis. Holy lightning. I lift Kiba in the air and throw him towards her attack. Watch out. I warn them, but Akino makes her electricity change direction and avoids hitting her friend. Don't underestimate my lightning. Oh so, that's just demonic lightning. What a disappointment, I actually thought we had something in common. My barrier holds her lightning before it can hit me. But if you can adjust the direction of your attack, then so can I. I move my left hand and reflect the lightning back to her. Not so fast. Kiba stands up and devours the lightning with his sword. Taking advantage of his distraction I throw a big block of the ground towards them. Don't forget about me. Rossweisse flies in and several bolts of different elements come forward and shatter the rock into pieces. That was a poor decision. I make the shards of stone halt in the air. Reconstruct. Through molecular manipulation I make the rock rebuild itself, but this time with Rossweisse as the center. What? How is this? She tries to fight back, but the rock finally envelopes her and she is completely stuck into it. I throw the now imprisoned Rossweisse towards Akino and Kiba. Now what you gonna do? I say to them as the block quickly approaches. Akino-san, we gotta dodge. Akino tries to fly while Kiba steps sideways, but this time I make the floor on their surroundings lift up and bend to cover their exits. They are now stuck in the middle of the target. What? Time for the boom. As the rock is close to hit, I create an explosion. Rossweisse is freed from the rock but all the three of them are sent flying away. Gah! I hear several screams dying out after the blast. And now, it's you. I look at Zenobia, who has been pinned down watching the fight this entire time. She has a defiant smile on her face. I honestly thought she would be more scared. Incredible, you did all of this using only your left hand while your right hand was keeping me stuck in place. I was waiting for an opening, but you really don't have any. She doesn't know the concept of telekinesis. I really didn't need to use my hands for it, but doing so helps me focus on what I want to do, so it makes it easier to combine thoughts with hand gestures. You don't seem so scared. Got any other tricks on your sleeve? Zenobia sneers. Tisk, I'm not the type that uses complicated strategies. I have faith in my power, so if you don't have any openings. The sword on her hand starts glowing intensely. The aura of destruction expands itself into a much bigger shape. Then I'll just create one. She shouts as the destruction aura of her sword grows large enough to destroy the aura that was holding her down. Now I'm free again. She states while jumping backwards and pointing her sword at me. What you think of this trick, huh? Clap clap clap. I simply start clapping while I walk towards her. She stiffs her stance as I get closer. Nice move, really nice, but tell me, why didn't you use it when your friends were trying to free you? The look of confidence on her face immediately fades when she hears me. He, you don't have to tell me, because your face tells me everything I need to know. I lift my finger in the air. When you arrived, Kiba already had his sword draw, but you only drew yours after confirming I was a threat. Also, why would you need to keep it hidden into that space gap? Well, the answer is obvious. I point at her sword. You can't control the destruction aura of this sword, it's too strong for you. That's why you used that trick as a last resort. Drawing its full power takes too much effort from you. Right now just releasing yourself must have really tired you out, right? She takes a step back. That's not it, I'm a natural wielder of Durandal. Oh, Durandal, so that's the name. Such a powerful sword, but what a pitiful wielder, fortunately for me. I charge forward and touch the tip of her sword with my finger. I'm very good at controlling auras. The aura of Durandal withdraws, coiling itself back and the blade loses its spark, making it look almost like a regular weapon. A look of despair appears on Zenovia's face as her sword is no longer following her orders. What? No, that's impossible. And unfortunately for you. I say while sinking Durandal's blade on the ground and charging to Zenobia. It's very possible. I kick her in the gut and BLD flies out of her mouth as she is trussed backwards. With her out of its range, the sword is now planted on the ground. I run my fingers on the blade analyzing its shape. Durandal, right? Maybe I should use this sword against you. What a delicious irony would be to see a demon slayed by its own sword. I move my hand to touch Durandal's haft, but as soon as I approach it, a deadly glow sparks and my hand is repulsed. Ag. I scream in pain. What the hell? That hurted a lot. Ho. I can hear Zenobia, who just managed to get back on her feet laughing. Durandal is a sword that chooses its wielder. Even if you can control its aura, it doesn't mean you are fit to use it. I look at my hand. Even though there are no visible marks, I can feel a stinging sensation. Guess that'll teach me not to take what's not mine, huh? Heh, well, if I can't use the sword, then I'll destroy you with its aura then. I lift the Durandal in the air with my telekinesis. Its aura glows. I shape it into a ball of condensed aura and throw it at Zenobia. Until a block of black-reddish energy comes and destroys the aura. Standing in front of the injured Zenobia is Rias, her body glowing in a dangerous crimson aura. Rias? Were you expecting someone else? She says, throwing an orb of her destruction power towards me. I swing my hand and deflect it. No, sorry if you misunderstood, but... I slightly curl my back to look closer at her uniform. Yo, do you care to explain me one thing? Rias is taken back by my question. What? Don't fall for his tricks, Bucho. Zenobia warns her. I wave my hand. This is not a trick, I just want to know, this uniform of yours, the sleeve and the place where I hit you earlier are torn, but the injuries are gone. What are you talking about in this situation? I point at the hole on the area of her uniform's stomach. I hit you pretty hard back there, I'm pretty sure I heard some walls breaking and everything, how come you seem unharmed? She smirks. Maybe your attack wasn't all that. Have you thought about it? I point at the huge crater left by my attack on her servants. I think Zenobia and those three wouldn't agree on that, so you either have some amazing regeneration or... A concerned expression appears on their faces and a smile immediately draws on mine, obviously they won't see it under the mask. You have a healer, don't you? You sneaky bee. Even among espers there are those who are able to use their ESP energy to cure wounds and even diseases, so they have a person like that with them. I start making counts with my fingers to see how many devils were. I already saw the abilities of 5, so that means it's either Issei, the Nico girl, Asia, or the... You but. Stay away from Asia. I pause for a moment. And burst into laughter. Ahahaha. Hearing my sudden outburst, Rias yells. What are you laughing about? I reply while drying my eyes. I didn't know who your healer was, you idiot. You just gave her away now. The one dressed as a nun, right? The look on their faces turns from annoyance into outright panic. You, how do you know her name? No one said it until now. So we were right, you were infiltrated in our school all along. Ugh. OF. I forgot about it. Now they know I'm an insider. F it. They'll all die here anyway. Hey, you rat. Give me back Durandal. I hear Zenobia shout, she couldn't have asked that at a worse time. As you wish. I lift Durandal with my telekinesis and throw it with its aura blooming towards them. Can you even dodge that? Even if Rias can dodge it, there's no way the injured Zenobia will make it in time. Huh. But to my surprise, Durandal and its aura were frozen in the middle of the air. I look at my left and I see the red-eyed girl from before, her eyes are sparkling. Zenobia, Bucho, run. As soon as she yells that, Rias and Zenobia destroy the obstacles I created to difficult their escape and fly away to my other side. Telekinesis. No, this can't be, it's totally different from it. You little SHT. I shout as I lift the girl in the air and prepare to smash her on the ground. She then averts her gaze from the sword. Crash. Durandal flies free once again and destroys the ground where Rias and Zenobia were standing before. What? She looks at me, the girl's eyes sparkle and then. Something happened. I know something happened. Zenobia has her sword back and the three are standing at another place together, with the little girl safe and unharmed. When did this happen? It's definitely not telekinesis. I didn't even notice what was happening around me. No. Could this be the thing I've been looking for, someone who can actually use it? I have to confirm it. Hey, take this. I step on the ground and lift a large block of rock to throw at them. But as expected, it stops midway and Rias uses her power to destroy it. So that's it. There's no doubt. I soaked with my energy one of the small tufts of grass that grow in the cracks of the ground. If I use my energy manipulation I can make plants grow and mature non-stop. However, even that portion of grass stopped growing. This wouldn't have happened if she was only stopping the rock. Now I know it's gotta be it. I'm right behind you. I took advantage of their temporary distraction to fly behind them. Blast. I create a succession of large explosions to sweep Rias and Zenobia out of battle. Now it's you. I grab the girl's head, obscuring her view and pummeling her face against the ground. Can't stop what you can't look at, right? Gah. She screams as I punch her guts and bash her face on the floor. You know how long I looked for someone like you? You can stop time, right? You are chronokinetic, right? Yours is a very limited form, but nervousness amazing. I'm definitely taking you with me. A demon who can manipulate time. This is a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. I have to inform everyone about this. I knew this kid was different from the others the moment I laid eyes on her. Aside from her devil aura, she emanates another one I've never sensed before. No. Let me go, please. She yells while forming a magic circle on her hands. It's useless. I envelop my fists in aura and do a thing I've wanted to do for a long time. Aura, 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 aura. I assault her with a barrage of punches until she's completely passed out on the floor. I always wanted to do this. It's 10 times more satisfying when your opponent can actually stop time. I pick the little girl by the collar of her shirt. You'll come with me. Let Gasper go. Swords, lightning and energy beams of several colors fly towards me. I quickly fly to dodge them. Akino, Kiba and Rossweisse are back and they seem fine. The one responsible for that is right at their rear guard, protected by the three. Everyone, do your best, I'll heal all of you right away. The cute blonde girl in a nun outfit says this as a green aura flies out of her hand and into her teammates. Asia, focus on Bucho and Zenobia-san for now. They are in the most need. We'll cover you. Alright. The glow on her hand sparks brighter and it starts reaching out to the defeated Rias and Zenobia. Oh, hell no. I stand between them and absorb Asia's healing energy. Amazing, so this is the power of a healer. A warm and pleasant feeling spreads through my body, even the lingering pain left by Durandal is now gone. I'm sorry, my healing won't get through him. Tisk, it's really a troublesome opponent. In that case, we have to take him out of the way, everyone. I laugh. I already defeated you all once with only one hand, why do you think it's going to be different this time? I also know that healers can't restore your energy, so you all must be pretty exhausted, right? It's clear that even if their wounds are healed, their stamina hasn't been replete. I point to the street behind them. Look, right now I'll satisfy myself with your leader, the sword girl and the time stopper, so go away and take those two that I blasted at the beginning of the fight with you. It's easier this way, right? I declare as I turn my back to them. Demons are selfish creatures, if it's to save their lives they will turn against anyone. But something is coming towards my back. I turn around. Psychic shot. I use my aura and psychic force as a bullet to destroy the attacks that were coming towards me. What the hell? Do you all want to die here? I told you to go. But instead of stepping back they harden their stances and Kiba shouts. Are you FING joking with us? Do you really think we would just abandon Bucho and our precious friends with you? What? Tisk, do you really? I'm going to fall for this stupid trick, what are you planning? Akino opens her hand and a seal appears on it. Nothing. We have no plans at all, but even we have to fight to death, there's no way we are going to leave them behind. There's no way this is true, they are demons. Ha ha ha. You expect me to fall for that? If you want to die so much then die. I charge towards them, dodging their attacks and hitting them. Rossweisse is the first to fall, a straight punch on her chin shatters her defenses and an explosion makes her crash on the ground leaving a smoking crater with her on it. Kiba is the next, I lift him in the air and my aura shot sends him flying away. Now you. I use my barrier to avoid Akino's lightning. Blast. A powerful explosion forces her against the ground. Akino-san, Rossweisse, Kiba. Seeing her friends defeated one by one, Asia seems desperate as tears flow down her face. You are the last one now, get ready. I shape my aura into a sword and get ready to pierce her chest. No, no. Someone, Issei-san. She walks backwards trying to escape her fate. Don't worry, you won't die just from this. She's looking at me with terrified teary eyes, hell, why am I starting to feel like I'm the villain here? I lift my hand ready to cut through her but I hesitate. I'm hesitating. Why? I slap my face hard with my other hand. Demons are evil existences. It's our duty to exterminate them. Not because we hate them, but because it's what we must do. I say out loud, not to her, but to myself. We Espers don't kill demons and evil spirits because we hate them or because of a particular religious dogma, but because it's our duty. Supernatural existences are attracted to us and our power allows us to terminate the evil ones. Yes, there was never another option. As my sword is about to cut Asia, I feel a presence behind me. I dodge to my side and the place where I was is pierced by Durandal. You, how are you even stating? Zenobia gets between us, lifts her sword and puts a stance. I promised. She is trembling, her body is greatly weakened and injured, it surprises me the fact that she can even lift that huge sword in this state. I promised Asia I would protect her. She screams as she tries to take a battle instance. Me too. An aura of destruction comes towards me and I lift a barrier to stop it. Rias flies and also stands in front of Asia, her state is no better than Zenobia's. I will never, ever, let someone like you hurt my precious servants. These words ring into my heart. Precious. Cut this CRP, it can't be. Why you don't act like normal demons? F you. I blurt out, the three wide their eyes at my reaction. Precious. You are a demon. Act like one, don't give me this bullshit. I use my telekinesis to force them into their knees. Beg for your life. I say as I punch Zenobia who desperately tried to use her sword, but couldn't even lift herself from the ground. Curse me. Run and abandon your partners. Rias tries to use her power of destruction but I hold it with my hand and throw it back to her, since we're so close and she's stuck on the floor, she couldn't dodge it. Act like the selfish, evil creatures that you are. I lift my hand to Asia. I will never buy this stupid talk of yours. I form an aura bullet on my hand and shoot it towards her. This is the end. Whoosh. Boom. What? This again. A red aura collide with my energy and they explode together. When I look, Asia is no longer there. A figure wearing red armor flew in the air with Asia on its arms. And from behind me comes a punch that collided with my aura's protection. It's Kaneko. She throws kicks and punches towards me, I block her attacks and after seeing that they don't work she opens her hand and shoots a white fireball that dissipates once it collides with me. She runs to the side of the guy who just blocked my attack. His energy. It's without a doubt from Issei, but I can't recognize him. He's wearing a red armor with jets. DMN, he looks, kinda cool on it. Not only that, but I can see his energy increased a lot. Be careful Issei-san, even my senjutsu couldn't get through him. Don't worry Kaneko-chan, are okay Asia? Yes, Rias-san and Zenobia-san protected me. Hearing her words he points at me. I don't know who you are or why are you doing this but I won't let anyone hurt my Asia. Issei. Darling. Zenobia and Rias say this, everyone seems happy at seeing him. What took you so long? I hear Zenobia asking. I'm sorry, there was the countdown for my balance breaker and this guy managed to send us pretty far away. He then looks at me. You are powerful, huh? But I'll never forgive anyone who hurts my friends. Ugh, again with this Nakama bullshit. Issei, be careful, everyone else was already defeated, Asia couldn't heal them because he can interfere with her healing aura. Rias says to him and Asia nods at her explanation. Issei then looks at Kaneko. Me and Kaneko will fight him, Asia, please do your best to heal everyone. He thinks that will work. Rias and Zenobia try to stand up. I increase the pressure around them. Oh. The girls scream as a crater forms beneath them from the strength I just created. Issei looks pissed. Let Bucho and Zenobia go. He charges towards me and punches me, but just like Kaniko's punch, I barely feel it. He keeps trying to hit me, but I easily dodge his punches and kicks. I punch his chest and his chest plate breaks. SHT, you are really strong, aren't you? If you realize this, then you must know that if you keep holding back, this won't end well for you. I can still see that he is not using his full strength. Is he taking me lightly? Heh, guess I'll have to go all out. Promotion, Rook. As he says that, his aura shines for a moment and I can notice that his power increased. Boost. 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 A weird voice comes from the gauntlet in his left hand as he flies again towards me. Then he punches again. Suddenly his punch feels heavier. It shatters my barrier. Boost. 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 He throws again another punch and I block it with my arm. Pain. His punch connects and the pain resonates through my body. Ugh. Let them go now. I create another barrier, CRP. I wasn't expecting to be pushed to use more than I normally use in a fight, but this boy sure is something. Blast. I push him against the ground and drag him across, the concrete breaks as I drag him through it. I throw him high in the air and push him on the ground, a crater opens when he hits the concrete and I send several aura shots against him. Boom. Maybe that'll do it. But from the smoke created by the explosion, the same voice from before echoes. Boost. He gets up and comes towards me again. This time he charges a powerful energy blast. I disperse it with my bullets before it hits me. Kaniko-chan, take the others and leave. I'll save Bucho and everyone. What? No, you won't. I close the distance between us in an instant. He seems surprised. Even though he's fast, he still can't keep up with me. But, why do I feel like he's still not using his full power? I throw an energy punch, breaking his helmet and sending him to the ground. Then I fly towards Asia and Kaniko. The Nikomata is carrying Zenobia and Rias while Asia heals them. Stop right there. I paralyze the both and as I'm about to attack, Issei flies towards me. He wants to hit me while my aim is at them. This will not work. I turn to him while charging an explosion with his name on it. But then, Issei flies past me, completely ignoring the chance to attempt a hit on me and covers Asia and Kaniko. This doesn't make sense. Why is he trying so hard to shield this girl? In fact, why are all these demons so concerned about protecting each other? None of this makes sense. 92%. 93%. 94%. Why do I feel like I'm the bad guy in here? You are demons. Stop acting like you are heroes. 95%. 96%. 97%. I don't know who you are, but I won't let no one hurt Asia or any of my friends. This boy's words resonate within my soul, this words. If you want to attack someone, attack me. Are the words I've already heard from heroes. Words I've heard from mom, from dad, from that guy, from other heroes. I'm frozen just staring at the two of them. So what? Ain't gonna do anything else. Issei shouts at me while making a stance. 98%. 99%. This feeling's dwelling within me. I feel like I'm on the verge of exploding but I don't feel like fighting right now. Take a deep breath. Remember who you are, hold back your emotions. Okay, I managed to control myself, but what I'm gonna do now? Then I do something I've never done in my entire life. I give my back to them. For some reason, I feel like they won't try to attack me. Hey, what are you doing? Ignoring Issei's words, I distance myself. Wait. Where do you think you are going? Rias, who seems much better now thanks to Asia, flies into the air and throws another wave of her red energy at me. I reflected, another huge crater opens in the ground. Oh yeah, this reminds me that there's one more thing to do. As I leave, I use my powers to rebuild the area. It would be troublesome if other people were to find the place like this. I make my best to rebuild everything that we destroyed, and as expected, they don't try to attack me while I'm doing it. What is going on? I hear one of them saying as I lift myself in the air and fly away. Their voices are already distant. I speed up my flight and go as far as I can from here. Chow chow sama. Chow chow sama. Huh? What's the matter? As you know, we have been monitoring the activities on several territories. The wielder of the holy spear nodded his head. To know the places where we can send our members off to awake their balance breakers, yes, I'm aware of that. He then gestured for his soldier to proceed. Correct, however, today we noticed a sudden spike of energy in the territory of Rias Gremory. The MSTR of the current Security. Yes sir, we have noticed that the town's defense has been lowered, but it was also unleashed a large amount of energy from unknown origin. What do you mean by unknown origin? Exactly what it says sire, we have never encountered this kind of energy before. It leads us to believe that something new might have awakened in their territory. Oh, how interesting, what do you think about it, Siegfried? The man who was listening to the conversation answered with a hand under his chin. Well, it is true that the current Security and Hakuryuku have been undergoing irregular transformations regarding their sacred gears. What should we do, sir? A confident smile emerged on the leader's face. I think it's about time our hero faction paid a visit to the Mao's sister, gather some of our soldiers and prepare their departure. Let's see what these devils have stored for us. After what happened, we all went back to the club room. No one said a word on the way back, and even now we are completely silent. We are too ashamed, too surprised, too angry. Zenobia, Kiba, Gasper and Rossweisse are in another room. They received the worst injuries, so Asia is taking care of them. Bucho, Akino-san and I had some major injuries, but now we are mostly fine thanks to Asia's sacred gear. I didn't realize until the fight was over, but not only I had external injuries, it also seems like those hits were able to cause internal and spiritual damage as well. That must be the reason why I feel so exhausted even when I was one who did less actual fighting. That creature was abnormally strong. No, it's wrong to think about him as a creature. What we faced today was human. It hurts just to think about it. Kaneko-chan confirmed, it was definitely a human. We were completely overwhelmed and defeated by a single human. So, Rias, are you going to explain what happened? Sona Kaishu speaks. When we arrived at school, the Citri peerage was waiting for us with the results of their investigations around the school. Seeing our state, they helped to carry the others to the club room. Now Sona, Saji and Shinrafuku are with us while the others are helping Asia to take care of the wounded. In the middle of the urgency there was no time to explain anything, but now that things have calmed down, we can finally talk. I wish I could give you a better explanation, Sona. All we know is that when we got there, someone had already taken care of our job. A figure clad in a black robe with a plague doctor's mask had killed the strays and then he also attacked us. Wait, a single person did that to you? Saji interrupts. Bucho nods with a bitter expression on her face. Sona sighs and puts a hand on her forehead. What was it? A human with no sacred gear. It's true, after waking up, Gasper confirmed what we feared the most. He wasn't a sacred gear user. I'm sorry Ria-senpai, but the glasses Azazel-sensei gave me didn't detect any form of sacred gear on him. That's what Gasper-kun said, leaving us with no clue of what was used against us. Sona's expression gets more concerned. A mage then? Rias shakes her head. We have no idea, its power and how it managed to do the things it did beats me. Sona's expression turns from concern to one of absolute nervousness. I see, so it happened with you too. Hearing her words, Saji and Shinra look at the ground with sad expressions. What do you mean? Rias asks. Sona reaches her hand to Shinra Fukukechu. The reports, please. Shinra hands her several papers and she gives them to Bucho. Bucho gives a sarcastic smile, putting her hand against her forehead. Heh, inconclusive. So there was no evidence left in the school? Akino-san asks. Sona adjusts her glasses. We didn't found traces of magic, demonic energy or anything of the sort, however. Sona says, pulling out a single paper from the pile. Thanks to the reinforcements we received from the underworld, we were able to detect one thing, aura disruption. Aura disruption? I ask. It's a form of aura detection much like Kaniko's senjutsu, however, this one is used to detect irregularities in the normal flow of a certain areas as ki. Ki? Our school has a ki. It's the first time I've heard about it. Bucho nods. Our school was founded on demonic power and this territory has received the blessing of the three powers. If there was any interference of a known entity, he would either be prevented from entering or we would have been alerted eventually. That unknown force might not leave presence, but you have seen his aura, no? A different aura and power of that kind in here will affect the flow of ki for sure. Obviously, demons like us would not be able to notice, but thanks to the technology of the three factions, it was possible to detect that difference. I'm still confused, but then Rias gives a triumphant smile and says something I actually understand. So, in other words, the thing that makes him different is exactly what made him get caught. I slam my fist against my palm. I see. You are saying that even if he hides his presence, the moments that he uses his power will eventually lead to an unbalance in the school's ki because he is different, right? That's exactly it. Sona says while giving a smile. I got it now. If it was a no enemy, we would be alerted, but if he is unknown and strong, the key reading technology will show that he is here. DMN, the three powers really made our town into a fort. It's kinda scary if you think about it. Bucho spreads the sheets on the table and we look into it. There are several bars and graphics with dates on it, but one of them is really low. Hey Bucho, why is this one so low? This is the bar from where the presence was first detected. Shouldn't it be higher than the others? I mean, since its aura is so strong. I don't understand it, why is the scale smaller when he arrived? Kaniko-chan then walks up to the papers and looks at them. I see, so it's that strong. What are you talking about, Kaniko-chan? I ask her confused. Bucho looks at Sona, that begins to explain. It is really weird, I was astonished when I saw it the first time too. An aura interference can have many effects, random spikes of ki, changes in the flow, but the explanation in this situation is that the presence is affecting the demonic ki because it's actually smoothing the demonic energy. I wide my eyes at her explanation. What? Bucho sighs and puts her hand under her chin. This guy must be using his power to suppress the demonic ki of our town, that must be the reason why so many strays have been attracted. Sona nods her head. The interference has weakened our presence, hence it makes it easier for them to notice the town and come here. What? So that guy is the reason? Actually, wait. Hold on a minute. Bucho, you said the town's ki? Weren't we talking about the school? Rias and Sona look sad for a moment and Kaicho turns the document to the first page where it reads in demonic alphabet. Flow of ki from Kuo town. What? I look at Kaniko who has the same terrified expression that I must have. The whole T-town? She says with her body trembling. You didn't notice Kaniko-chan? I ask her. And no. Kaniko-chan might have noticed a difference in the school's ki, but there was no way she could tell the whole demonic energy of our town was being suppressed. But Kaniko shakes her head. No. I should have noticed, sorry Bucho, I couldn't detect him and I couldn't even slow him down. I'm so sorry. She has tears on her eyes. I pat her head. It's not your fault, Kaneko-chan, no one here blames you. I try to comfort my kohai, but she has been truly shaken by what we were just told. But Kaicho, there's good news on that too, right? Saji asks her, and a small smile, perhaps of hope, appears on Sona's face. Yes, you understand that too, right, Rias? Since this presence is affecting the entire town, it might be very possible that he is not on our school like we once thought. Maybe he came here once or twice, but with that, there's a chance that he has not infiltrated our academy. I see, if it's like this, then it's likely that he was not on our school, and the bad feeling that Kaicho and Bucho felt was actually from his interference in the town's energy. I feel happier listening to what she said, but Bucho's expression drops immediately and she seems to be at a loss of what to say. Bucho. What happened? Rias. What is it? It's good news, right? Even Saji is worried at the face Bucho just made. She lays against her chair and says it with a hopeless look. I'm sorry, Sona, but I believe that he is inside our school. In fact, I'm almost certain of it. The expression of despair on Bucho's face spreads to everyone in the room. What do you mean? How do you know that? Saji says in a burst of anger. Calm down, Saji. I'm sure Rias has her reasons for it. Bucho nods her head and swallows up before answering. I do, but before I answer, Issei. She looks at me with a serious look in her eyes. You have to promise me you won't do anything reckless. The heads in the room turn to me when she says that. Why me? You have the tendency of taking risky actions when those you hold dear are threatened. I know it's part of who you are, but you have to promise me you'll analyze the situation with us, otherwise I would like you to leave the room before I answer, Sona. I'm taken back by Bucho's declaration. I know that what she said is true. I do tend to get reckless when it's about my friends, but what could she have to say that would be so horrible? Despite my fear, I close my fist and answer resolutely. Alright, no matter what you say, I promise I'll try to work it out and control myself. Bucho then nods her head and looks at Sona. During our fight with him, he said Asia's name when we never revealed it to him. My eyes wide at her words. Asia? He said. Asia's name? How did it happen? Sona asked. Bucho puts her hand against her forehead. We underestimated his abilities and he figured out we had a healer. When Zenobia told him to stay away from Asia, he immediately recognized her even though we had never said her name before. That's how we know. That BSTRD, he knows who Asia is. He knows who we are. Issei, calm down, remember what you promised. I clench my teeth in anger. Issei-san, please calm down. Issei. Akino-san and Kaneko plead. I notice that I'm letting my anger ooze out. I close my eyes and take a deep breath to try controlling myself. I am sorry, I'm just shocked. I sit on the couch and try to calm myself and let them continue their talk. I feel that if I say something, I'll just make myself more angered. Sona has a troubled expression. I see, so that's what happened. That changes everything we thought until now. Shinra says it while looking through the rest of the documents on her hand. That BSTRD, to think he would have gone so far as to infiltrate our school, unforgivable. Saji declares, raising his fist, but Sona lifts her hand signing for him to stop. Control yourself too, Saji. However, Rias, do you honestly believe that this is the absolute proof that he is in this school? Aren't there any other possibilities? I lift my head and look at them. Bucho still has the same sad expression, but I want to hear what Sona is saying. If that guy is in our school, then he is a threat to everyone. That could happen at any time. I want Bucho to be mistaken, even though I know it's wrong. I want it. But the other possibilities are just as bad, aren't they? Rias answers and Sona closes her eyes after thinking for a while. True, he's either in this school or he investigated us. That would also be very troublesome. What? I don't want to believe in that too. Investigating us? Does that mean he knows about our personal information? That's really bad too. Bucho then sighs. Or worse, he could have allies that told him who we are. I freeze in fear after hearing this. An ally? By allies she means more like him. No way, one has already caused so much trouble. If there's more, then what would we do? Hey, why does it seem like our only options here are bad ones? Saji says in a scared voice. Sona reveals a bitter smile. Truly, it seems like a bad joke where all our options are terrible ones. Maybe have him infiltrated in our school truly is the best choice, at least like this we know where to look for him. If he doesn't find us first. Rias answers with a gloomy expression. All our options seem to range from bad to worst. The atmosphere in the room is completely tense. I don't know what to say. I thought I was doing well in my fight against that guy, but once my armor was off, I saw the injuries he was able to do and I don't know how the fight would have ended if he hadn't fled. Fled? Why did he ran away? If he wanted he could have. We died in there. We turn around to the door where the voice came from. It's Zenobia. She is holding herself against the doorframe. She's still recovering from the beating she took and can barely stand. Even if the physical damage is healed, the exhaustion, mental stress and spiritual damage will take longer to recover. Zenobia-san. You shouldn't be out of the bed yet. Asia scolds Zenobia, but she simply holds Asia's hand. Asia, I'm sorry that I couldn't protect you, even after depleting my whole power I couldn't. She's starting to cry. It's okay, I'm not hurt, actually. Thanks to you and Issei-san I was the only one who wasn't hurt, thank you very much. Asia is such a good girl, even when we are mourning our defeat she's still smiling and comforting us. And yet, that but said her name, he knows who she was and he tried to hurt her. I won't forgive him. She then takes Zenobia back into her room. But Zenobia was right, we died in there. I can't shake the feeling that if that thing wanted, we would all be dead. Thing. I still have trouble thinking about that as a human. What was with those clothes anyway? A plague doctor is so weird, was he cosplaying or something? Akino-san lets out a long sigh and speaks up. What are we gonna do now, Bucho? Bucho's hands finally stop shaking, she takes a deep breath, picks up her cell phone and starts dialing. We should talk to Onie-sama about this new threat. Maybe he has some idea of who is behind it, but first I'll get in contact with Azazel and ask him what he knows about it. Since yesterday it seems like he is hiding something from us. Bucho goes out of the room, guess that is one of those phone calls where privacy would be needed. I'll go with her too. Sona Kaishu walks out of room after her. With both gone, the subject dies out, none of us wanted to talk about it. But then Saji sits by my side. So, Issei, how was it? Leave them alone, Saji. Shinra Fukukeichu scolds him. Come on Shinra-san, don't you want to know how it was too? Rias told it was bad, but didn't said anything about the fight. We shouldn't bother them with it. Yeah, but what if we ever have to face that guy one day? Wouldn't you want to know what we are up against? Hearing his words Shinra seems conflicted. Well, I can't blame them. If it was Sona's peerage in our place I also would want to know who did this and how. He then looks at me. Was it really that bad? Like using a paper gun against an armored truck. Kaneko-chan says it with a sad expression. Saji got surprised by her words and showed a sad expression as well. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I try to muster a smile. Don't worry Saji, I would also be curious if I were in your place. Yeah, it's just hard to believe one guy did this to all of you and we don't even know how. I just wanted to know what he did. I put my hand on my forehead. I wish I could tell you Saji, but I sincerely don't know. All I know is that he had an extreme amount of power and a technique that allowed him to control everything around him, even our attacks and even interfere in Asia's healing. Saji's eyes widen at my explanation. Wow, that's really serious, no wonder you all have that face. I have never seen you guys like this. Indeed, it is hard to believe in what happened. That thing must have been a real monster to take you all down by himself. I speak not only as a friend, but also as someone who has fought against you in the past. Shinra Fukukechu says this with an analytical gaze. Yeah, if you guys had it that rough, I imagine what would have happened with us. Saji has a worried expression. I can see that he is not only concerned about our well-being, but also about the school and his friends as well. Hey, Issei, tell me, do you think that if we teamed up we would be fight against it? He says it with the eyes of someone who is longing for a good answer. If this was a normal situation I would probably respond with something like, if we teamed up there's no way we would lose. But now, as much as I want to say something encouraging to Saji and the others, it would feel like I'm lying. Geez, no need to say anything, your face already said it, this bad huh? Yeah. I sigh and we all fall in silence again. This defeat was probably the most bitter one we ever faced. When we fought against Riser we had everything against us, numbers, firepower and experience. When we fought Loki for the first time we were literally facing an evil god and its monstrous creation Fenrir, but now we are 9 devils defeated by a single human. We had our formation, all of our members and we were completely ready to battle. There's no excuse, I still can't believe what happened. Kaneko-chan. Akino-san breaks the silence. I trust your judgment as much as anyone else in the club, but are you absolutely sure of what you felt? Akino-san is asking if Kaneko is sure that what we just faced was really human. Everyone seems to be asking her this, even I asked her if she was sure. Kaneko lowers her gaze. Why yes. I know it's hard to believe, but his flow was that of a human, even if his aura and power were of something I had never seen before. Akino-san covers her face with her hands. Then it's true, even though I said I would fight with all my strength, I couldn't do anything against him. Akino-san used the lightning power that she used to hate against that thing, but it seems she wasn't able to harm him. That just shows how powerful he was. Sanji and Shinra have sad expressions. If it's hard for us to take this defeat, then as our friends and rivals, they must be feeling the same pain, maybe even worse. Bucho and Sonakaishu then walk back in. Azazel said he wants to talk with us tomorrow, said he was sorry he didn't warn us before but now he'll make things clear for us. Azazel-sensei knew about it? Saji asks and Sona answers while adjusting her glasses. I had my suspicions, he has been acting eerie in the last few days. So Sensei knew what was happening. Moreover, why do we have to wait? We want answers now. Why tomorrow? Isn't what just happened an emergency? I mean, we don't even know what he might try next and since he's in our school, then Sensei should talk to us right away so we can deal with it, right? I say what is on my mind, but Bucho sighs. I know Issei, I also told him that, but apparently, he doesn't know everything himself. He said that he will talk to a friend who, according to him, knows everything about what we just faced. Is there someone like that? So the force we just got stomped by isn't completely unknown. That makes me kinda glad, but I'm still mad at having to wait until tomorrow to know about it. There is, someone like that? Who? I ask in disbelief. Bucho puts her hand on her forehead. Azazel is making a mystery out of it. Frankly, even in this situation he's still hiding things. Though there's nothing we can do for now, let's hope that Azazel's friend will clear things out for us. Sona says. Then I guess that's it, we'll gather again tomorrow afternoon. Azazel will bring his friend over and will hopefully understand what's going on and who's behind all this. Needless to say that we'll also be here, Sona states. The injured are still in need of care, so I decide to keep Asia company while she heals them. Bucho decided to stay as well, but the others went home. Tomorrow. The day will find out for sure who is the threat to this town. I'm laying on my bed trying to understand what happened, trying to make sense of what I saw. Zenovia's eyes, Kiba's words, Issei's determination. They were all of someone who legitimately wanted to protect what was precious to them, not that of a monster nor a demon. Zenobia, the way that even on her last legs she still stood up to help her companion, she even mentioned a promise to protect Asia. Rias' exclamations about how she would not forgive someone who hurted her servants. This is not the behavior of a demon, if anything it's the behavior of what I would call a hero. Living among espers and heroes, I met a lot of people who were like them. I can even say that those demons showed me a behavior far more heroic than that of some so-called heroes from the past. Maybe I was wrong, maybe not all demons are evil creatures. I mean, since I came to this town they did nothing bad to anyone. Maybe just like there are good humans and bad humans, there are good demons and bad demons, and I happened to cross ways with the good ones just now. There is still a lot for me to learn about the other world. I took hours of consideration just to think about it. This would go against everything I know, but I can't think about any other explanation. Ack. I shove my head against my pillow. But is it really true? Or is it just wishful thinking? I already fought against demons who looked human, but none of them acted the way Rias and her servants did. What made them human in my eyes was their behavior, but is it really enough to tell if they are good or not? And even if they are not evil, what should I do? It's not like I can just pop up from nowhere and say, "Hey, I'm the guy who almost killed you yesterday, sorry about that, can we be friends now?" Also, I was not thinking about that during the battle, but what about the Dark Devil? Kuriko said that I would meet a devil that would change my view on demons, but I did not see anything resembling a Dark Devil among them. What the F is a Dark Devil anyway? When you hear the expression, Dark Devil, you will inevitably think about an extremely evil existence or at least someone with an incredibly big dark aura and killing intent. But Rias and her followers had none of it, unless we are talking about Rias Red and Dark Energy, but I doubt it's that. I sigh. Guess that until I know what to do I should keep a low profile, hide my powers and just observe. If they haven't hurted anyone yet, I do not think they'll try it now. In fact, they seem to have taken the job of fighting the bad demons, so I think I'll leave this work for them too. Eventually, I will be sure of who they are and what to tell them. I hope. Until then, guess I'll just watch from a distance. I decided to try normal lifestyle in the first place, wasn't it? Yes, it's not like I came to this town to hunt, however, it's actually me who has caused all the fighting in the first place. Oh wait, what am I going to say to Ayumu then? Even if I make a compromise with myself, it's not possible to simply tell her what I saw and expect her to leave it like that. Calling her to this town might also be too dangerous. Would she even be able to live in peace surrounded by all these demons? I know that it's going to be hard for me, so it might be even harder for her. Just breathing the air of this town is weird, every inch of it permeates demonic aura. I've been doing my best to keep it under control, especially in my house, but what would she do if she were around it? What I'm gonna do? Beep. My alarm rings. I spent the whole night worrying about this. I did not get any sleep. I'm really not into the mood for school, I don't even want to look at those demons, I'll call it sick today. I turn off the alarm and lay down again staring at the ceiling. Dark Devil. Who the hell are you? The noise of an elevator resounded as it stopped to open the doors and a girl emerged from within. Steps started to echo through the hallways as she walked towards a room filled with high-tech equipment. She wore a formal dress and her silver-white hair and jewelry reflected the lights of the well-lit hallway. Automatic doors swung open and she went inside. Upon seeing her, a voice nervously called. Liliana-sama. You have to see this. What is the urgency, Manaki? You told me to warn you if any noticeable Esper activity happened around the Devil's territory, so look at what we got in Kuo town. Is that? Yes, Ojo, a huge wave of ESP energy, I warned you as soon as we detected it. You did a good job, Manaki. This is Rias Gremory's territory, is it not? I didn't know she had interest in Espers as well, I thought her peerage was already complete. It is, they are up against Cyborg in a matter of weeks if I'm correct, but I don't believe the princess knows anything about Espers. Interesting, what could the crimson-haired princess of Ruin be hiding? Just as the two girls were pondering about it, the automatic doors swung open once again and another girl walked in. Liliana-sama, a phone call for you. Mayumi, who is it? It says it's the fallen angel governor, Azazel. Are you expecting news from him? Oh Lord, couldn't he have called at a better time? Era, do you want me to ditch him? No, he wouldn't have called me if he wasn't really needing something. You can give me the phone. The girl takes the phone and speaks in an annoyed tone. Dark Devil Casino, it's Liliana here, what do you want Azazel? So alright folks, that's all for today. Stay tuned for part 4. Do subscribe, like and share for more such videos. Also check out the story and author Esper-from-beyond on FANFICTIONnet. Press the bell icon to be notified first on release. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye.